minute. Oh, never mind. It's 6:30. Let's go ahead and call the meeting to order. Everyone is present. And so if y'all will join with me in invocation. Dear Lord, just be with us tonight as we go over the budget and try to find things that are in the budget that we need to adjust and make sure that we choose a good budget for the city of Granger that will ensure the long-term success of this city. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Amen. If y'all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Moving on to public comments. Debbie Todd has signed up to speak. Come on up.
I can share this.
Perfect.
Thank you, ma'am. I even included you.
Thank you.
There you go. Okay. I just want to let you know this is I just want this on public record. Okay. Around 1:30 on Thursday, 26th, I learned from Facebook that there was to be a special city council meeting here at the St. Cyril Methodius Recreation Hall. I immediately contacted Chief Bob Shelton to confirm the meeting. I have a large calendar in my office listing set meeting times for the regular and budget meetings during July and August. I also have this information on the online calendar, which I share with the church. Today's meeting was not mentioned or planned of that I'm aware. I understand that city management is in turmoil. However, myself and the Knights of Columbus are displeased to learn of this meeting on Facebook. A simple phone call would have been appreciated. Please understand, this hall is property of the St. Cyril and Methodius Parish. The Knights of Columbus take care of the hall, the grounds, and all repairs to the buildings and grounds. I manage the hall for the KCs. When the possibility of using the hall as a meeting place for the City Council was first discussed, it was hopeful the meetings would be here for about a year before moving back into the renovated City Hall. It has become apparent that this might be several years before it becomes a reality. As of today, the City Council has met at the hall 36 times. The Knights of Columbus and the management of the hall have done their civic duty in allowing the City Council meetings to be held here for the past 1.5 years free of charge. At the last budget workshop held on July 23rd, an item on the agenda stated there would be an executive session to be held with the city attorney. According to that agenda item, I cooled down the back part of the building for 3 hours before I texted Monica to see if the executive meeting would be held. As with the city, the management of the hall has bills to pay. Currently, the largest bill is air conditioning. As a reference point, the electric bill runs around $3,000 a month. The 3 hours of cooling down the back part of the building was a frivolous waste of electricity. Going forward, I would like to propose the following conditions and terms. The needs of the church and the parish come before the needs of the city of Granger, the Granger City Council. There may be times the hall is unavailable, and there may be times the hall is unavailable even though the hall's address has gone out to the public. We sometimes have afternoon funeral dinners. The hall management will receive in writing a list of meeting dates and times. And in case of an emergency special meeting, the hall manager will receive at least a phone call before the agenda is posted for the public. There will be a $200 charge per meeting held at the hall. The air conditioning will not be turned on early when the hall is being set up. Electricity will be turned on later. I'll come in and do that. The parish and/or the Knights of Columbus and the City of Granger have the right to terminate the City Council meetings at the hall at any time. Thank you for your time and consideration of these terms. Anybody have any questions? Anything? I'm sorry.
Not on the agenda, we can't.
I know. I just want to let you know that what I get from the guys quite frequently here lately is the city seems to think they own this building, which is why I have written this letter to let y'all know that actually the parish owns the building. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Moving on to new business. Discuss, consider possible action, take action on appointing of planning and zoning committee members and setting terms for each member. I don't know if y'all saw the little template here, but the way we made the motion the last time was not legal, and the reason is a motion was made to appoint Mark Harwell, and he was to appoint the following committee members. Mark Harwell does not have the authority to do that, only the council does. And so, but basically this is a example of the way the motion should read. Mark has been away for a death in the family, and to my knowledge, we have not received any applications as of yet. And we have Mark Harwell's, I'm sorry, I apologize. We do have Mark Harwell's, we have none from anyone else.
No one else has submitted any. I checked this morning.
Okay. And
Then
so
we should advertise and get applications.
we do. So I think if every council member could go out and try to just get somebody.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is a planning and zoning. I got a call from Marcy Cannon today. They're ready to move forward. However, we're not. And so, because I don't have a planning and zoning committee to put this before. And so, we definitely need to find some members that are willing to serve on this. Anyways, so I think we're good at that point. We'll wait another week or 2 weeks or whenever we can get somebody to serve on this committee. So.
And the apps are at the city hall, the applications.
Yeah.
It's my understanding you do not have to live inside the city limits to be on planning and zoning, is that
I
correct?
don't believe so.
You don't have to.
And is there any prohibitions against department heads from being on that committee?
I think the only reason, I mean, I don't have a problem with department heads being present, but I think it needs to be citizens.
Okay.
Because I mean, we could fill up the whole thing with department heads, but the purpose of a planning and zoning committee is to have community members on it.
I agree. It doesn't seem like we're getting much in that effort.
Yeah, I'll put a post out, and I need to do more on this also. I've just been juggling a million other things, but this is a big priority. So we'll work on that. But if every one of us could bring one person, we've got a committee.
What does that put me, so helping to kind of chart the city's
So the planning and zoning committee so we've already annexed the new subdivision.
Right.
So when the planning and zoning is the one that we're gonna be like, hey, we want 60-foot lots, not 40.
Okay.
And they're the ones that are gonna get into the nitty-gritty and negotiate. This is a negotiation with the development. So this committee has a direct impact on who is going to basically design that subdivision.
Okay.
And in any new future development. And then the zoning, it covers zoning ordinances. I mean, so let's say somebody comes in, and I'm going to do my best to give a scenario, but let's say they're on a corner lot and they're needing to build a house, but you have to have a 15-foot setback on both corners for visibility to cross that corner. Well, planning and zoning, to get the house on there with the 10-foot backyards, maybe we need to make an exception of, instead of a 15-foot setback, a 14-foot setback.
Okay.
To allow for them to connect to plumbing or something like that. Well, then the planning and zoning committee would have to determine that and then bring a possible variance to city council.
Okay, gotcha.
And so it's a very important role, but we need volunteers to be on it because there's a lot to do with it.
At some point, that committee's also going to have to figure out where the commercial district will be.
Right.
So they're going to have to do some planning, and I say they're going to have to figure out. They bring ideas to council and say, this is the ideas we'd like you to.
Some additional eyes out there.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So, moving on from that, and I don't even think we need to vote, take no action on that, because I don't think we did last time, did we?
No, you took no action last time and nobody voted.
Okay, so we'll just bump it to the next meeting.
Okay.
So, moving on to number 2 of new business. Discuss, consider possible, take action on accepting the resignation of City Administrator Rachel Lynch. Did everybody see the resignation letter in there?
Yeah, that's right.
So, and if somebody would like to make a motion accepting, or,
I make a motion on new business agenda item 2 that we accept the resignation of City Administrator Rachel Lynch.
Second.
all in favor? All right, all opposed by the same? Seeing none, motion carries.
Can I make a comment before we move on?
You may.
She did a lot for the city in a very short time period, and we need to thank her for that service. She was very busy when she was here.
She was.
She was overwhelmed.
There was a lot to get your arms around.
Yeah.
So I did go and personally thank her the day she left, on Thursday. So, moving on, more new business. Number 3, discuss, consider approval of minutes for the July 23rd, 2018 regular city council meeting. Has everybody reviewed?
I didn't find anything.
Okay. I make a motion that we approve the minutes from the meeting of July 23rd, 2018.
Second.
All right, any discussion?
Sir.
All right, all in favor? All right, motion carries. Moving on to number 4, executive session pursuant to Open Meetings Act, Chapter 551, Texas Government Code, Section 551.072, Section 551.073, Section 551.074, Section 551.076, .087, and Section 418.0183 of the Texas Government Code, Texas Disaster, concerning the following matters.
There is a typo on here, that consultation with the attorney should not have been on here. She just didn't get a chance to strike that. The attorney's not here for y'all to consult with.
Well, she put that on there actually, because the reason for the attorney being on there is at any time we can go to executive session and get the attorney on a phone call. And so that's why she recommended it always be on there. So it's, I know it looks like it's, because I asked the exact same thing.
It leaves it open.
Yes, if we get stuck and everybody's like, hey, we're uncomfortable here, it has to be on the agenda.
Gotcha.
It gives us the ability to go and call our attorney.
Okay.
So, all right. Let's see. Does somebody want to make a motion to go into executive session for personnel matters?
I move that we go into executive session on personal matters to conduct interviews for the city administrator position.
Second.
All in favor? All right, motion carries.